Clark County Today is presented by Cano Real Estate. Hire an agent, get a team. Learn more by visiting canorealestate.com.
Welcome back, Clark County. It's Tuesday. I'm Jacob Granneman. Let's take a look at our top stories for today. Clark County topped 1,000 COVID-19 cases over the holiday weekend, with 110 new cases reported between Thursday and Sunday. The number of people hospitalized also doubled from 9 to 18, with nearly 4% of people in Clark County hospitals with either confirmed or suspected COVID-19 cases. The largest increase in new cases has been in people under 40, with the number of cases involving people under 19 topping 100 for the first time over the weekend. Today marks the start of Governor Jay Inslee's face covering mandate as it applies to business owners. The addition to the mandate requires that businesses where customers are entering a physical building require mask wearing and to deny service to those not wearing a mask. Exemptions to this rule include pre-existing conditions that prevent a patron from wearing a mask, but businesses are advised not to ask about the reasons for them not wearing the covering, leaving some in a precarious situation. We spoke with folks at the Greater Vancouver Chamber of Commerce and several businesses in the area, from a florist to a clothing store and even a sandwich shop. Many businesses explain the difficulties that could or have arisen if a customer refuses to wear a mask and does not provide reasoning why. However, many business owners commented that they have found creative ways to minimize this situation by providing masks and creating outdoor carts that show the product they're selling and then delivering those products to the curbside. The Vancouver Chamber explained that they are working to connect more businesses and sustain healthy economic growth within the business community. For more information, visit our full story at clarkcountytoday.com. How is the City of Vancouver's Street Eats program going? Well, so far, 4 restaurants downtown have either built a parklet or applied to build one. More than a dozen others have applied to expand their sidewalk seating. The Street Eats program is an effort to allow restaurants to expand the number of customers they can serve while in phase 2 of reopening. While the city is waiving the permitting fee for now, the cost of building the parklets still falls to the restaurants, and that can be anywhere from $4,000 to $10,000 for materials and construction costs. The parklets are currently being allowed through September. While there's a chance the program could be extended or made permanent, restaurant owners we spoke to admit that it's a bit of a gamble right now. The city is exploring the potential of providing grants to help out some businesses, but has not made a final decision. Work is underway to deal with an invasive weed in Vancouver Lake. The Eurasian water milfoil was discovered in the lake 2 years ago by members of the Vancouver Lake Rowing Club and the Vancouver Lake Sailing Club. It forms dense mats under the surface of the water, which alters the ecosystem of the lake, threatening native species. Left untreated, the milfoil could cover the entire surface of Vancouver Lake within the next year. The group Friends of Vancouver Lake, which formed 2 years ago, received permissions to treat the infestation. The treatment is expected to take 3 days and won't impact activities at the lake. Friends of the Vancouver Lake raised $200,000 to cover the cost of the milfoil treatment. The race for state senator in the 18th Legislative District got a little more heated this week after Republican candidate John Lee posted a scathing report on his campaign website about an exchange over the weekend with the husband of incumbent Senator Ann Rivers. Lee, a Camas resident, posted screenshots of an email exchange between himself and Fred Rivers, who notified the candidate he had repaired one of Lee's campaign signs. By Friday morning, Mr. Rivers texted Lee saying he didn't want to be considered the candidate's friend. Later that evening, Rivers sent a series of messages including profanity, vulgarity, and what Lee considered to be a threat. That included comments about Lee's legal fight over fines from a state involving a business venture, which Lee won earlier this year. Senator Rivers is being challenged by Lee as well as a Democrat, Rick Bell. All three are scheduled to debate this week in the League of Women Voters Candidate Forum, scheduled for tomorrow evening, which will be televised on CVTV. In his column on Monday, Clark County Today editor Ken Vance wrote about a topic he hopes will be addressed at Thursday's gubernatorial candidate forum, which will be hosted by Clark County Republican women and covered by Clark County Today and Lacamas Magazine. Vance shared his personal experiences with the massive unemployment fraud scheme by Nigerian hackers that led to at least $650 million in fraudulent payments. Vance was one of those Washington residents whose identity was used to file a fraudulent claim. In his case, both Vance and his employer, Clark County Today, reacted immediately and reported the information to the Washington Employment Security Department. Within a couple weeks, Vance received notice from the ESD that the fraudulent effort in his case was thwarted, which leaves him to question how $650 million in funds were paid on other claims. Washington State Auditor Pat McCarthy said her office will investigate the unemployment fraud scheme, which has also led to complaints that the ESD has since delayed the payment of benefits on other claims as a preventative measure. It is estimated that the investigation will take 6 to 9 months. Vance calls the entire situation a horrific mess and believes voters need an explanation before the November general election. 2 homeowners and their families were displaced after exterior fires on their homes Saturday night. The Vancouver Fire Marshal's office has not confirmed the fires were started by 4th of July fireworks. Fire crews reported that both fires started on the outside of the houses, burned up the vinyl siding, and threatened to spread into the attic. Neighbors used garden hoses at each location to slow the spread of fire until crews arrived. 11 people in total were displaced by the fires, which impacted a home on 104th Place south of Covington Road and 2 units at a duplex on Watson Avenue south of East 22nd Street. The American Red Cross is helping the people who are displaced. A year ago, Kingsway Christian revealed its new grandstand. The small school had its own football stadium. Now that stadium will be empty on Friday nights for the next few years. Here's Paul Valencia with more.
Good evening. While nobody knows what football season will look like in the pandemic, we now know at least one high school team will not be fielding a team this year. In fact, Kingsway Christian is pressing the pause button on its football program for a couple of years. Trying to get the numbers out to play varsity football has been a struggle at Kingsway Christian. Administrators figured out that the best way is a reset, a restart, and they will start at the youth level and build up. That means no high school football for the next 2 seasons at Kingsway Christian. The plan, year 3, a sub-varsity team, and then year 4, varsity football will return to Kingsway Christian. In other sports news, local golfers keep shining. Graham Moody, a student at Mountain View, won the Oregon Junior Am last week. This week, he is in contention at the Central Willamette Junior, another big event. Oh, Cade Bringhurst of Ridgefield, he's leading that event. Right now, both of them are on the course in the final group in the second round. It's very possible Southwest Washington will win a second consecutive Oregon Golf Association junior event.
Finally, just in case you didn't get your fill of fireworks over the weekend, here's some footage gathered by our own Mike Schultz Saturday night at the fireworks show at the Clark County Fairgrounds presented by A. Casino. Well, there's your little check of the stories we're following for you at clarkcountytoday.com. Be sure to follow us on all the social medias, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to see when stories are posted and be part of the conversation. You can also send us story ideas and feedback to our email, news@clarkcountytoday.com. For all of us, I'm Jacob Graneman. Thanks for watching. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow.